The United States are on a path of destruction. According to Franklin Graham, son of Reverend Billy Graham, the November 6th election results are proof that America is on a path of destruction. During an interview with CNN, he explained that the legalization of same-sex marriage was an example of the kind of behavior that will doom the nation. If we're allowed to go down this road in the path that this president wants us to go down, I think it will be to our peril and to the destruction of this nation. During the presidential election campaign, his father had endorsed Mitt Romney. Among numerous statements, he said, "As a former resident with strong personal and ministry ties to the North Star State, I pray that the good people of Minnesota will show their support for God's definition of marriage between a man and a woman." The Billy Graham Evangelistics Association also ran ads claiming that the president's position on same-sex marriage goes against the position of African American churches. These comments did not sit well with the NAACP. North Carolina's chapter president, Reverend William J. Barber II, published a letter condemning the Graham family. "We believe you have gone astray, seduced by the sirens of money and power. Again, in Christian love, we renew our challenge to you." U.S. federal court rules polygamous Mormon land trust to remain under state control. After years of legal wrangling, the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals in Denver, Colorado has ruled that the United Effort Plan, UEP, property trust will remain under Utah state control. The court ruled that trust elders were too late in filing a legal challenge against Utah's takeover of the UEP assets. This has cleared the way for state authorities to break up and sell off the assets of the land trusts to pay off growing debts. These debts have accumulated to over $5 million since legal action began in 2005. The United Effort Plan was formed by the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints back in 1942. Since then, the polygamous sect has grown to over 10,000 followers. The $114 million UEP land trust includes most of the property in the towns of Colorado City, Arizona, and Hilldale, Utah, as well as some assets in British Columbia. The fundamentalist group broke ranks with the Mormon Church over the issue of polygamy when the mainstream church denounced the practice as a condition of statehood in 1890. In 2005, Utah state courts seized control of the trust over allegations that prophet, sect leader, and convicted sex offender Warren Jeffs had badly mismanaged its assets. Jeffs was sentenced to life and 20 years for sexual assault. He now calls a Texas prison his home. Even as further investigation into child trafficking across the U.S.-Canadian border continue. Despite being incarcerated, Jeffs remains in firm control of the sect, where he has expelled hundreds of members, as well as several of the sect leaders. This has only exacerbated legal solutions, and has created a huge backlog of unpaid legal fees and other debts while the assets remain frozen. Outstanding debts owed by the UEP Trust now exceed $5 million. The High Court's decision prevents Utah taxpayers from having to fork over $5 million to pay off the cult's existing debts. Instead, the state will be allowed to break up the trust and sell off its assets. Utah Attorney General Mark Shurtleff remarked that, "We are pleased. It allows us to get busy and sell property to pay the debts." Wales' proposed organ donation law worries Jews and Muslims. Jewish and Muslim communities in Wales are concerned about a new presumed consent organ donation program being introduced in the country. The new draft of the Human Transplantation Bill means that everyone is deemed a willing organ donor when they die unless they had previously stated otherwise. But religious groups are opposed for a variety of reasons. Jewish opposition mainly lands on the issue of presumed consent. South Wales Jewish Representative Council Chairman Stanley Safa said that, "We believe that people should be able, or the family of the deceased should be able, to agree to organs being taken as a gift or as a donation." Muslim Council of Wales member Dr. Abdullah Tassim Muhammad said that he was not opposed to the idea of having presumed consent. His objection concerns the definition of brain dead according to Islam. That is why he called for further debate. Under the present system, family members of potential donors are contacted even if they had not signed the donor register. 60% of the families agree that organs can be taken. Other data collected as part of the Human Transplantation Bill found that 49% supported the presumed consent idea, while 22% were against it. Officials in Wales have met with both Jewish and Muslim groups to fully communicate the new changes.